Everyone get dealt with.
Hey, Cain's got to get through Travis Browne. I'll tell you what.
He's a big favorite.
Cain is a tough motherfucker, as tough as they get. But you got to think about the amount of wear and tear on his body.
Correct.
We're talking about knee operations, shoulder operations, back operations. There is a ton of stuff that's been giving out on Cain's body. So you have to be concerned with whether or not he can make it through full camps.
That anesthesia can't be good for you. He's getting it nonstop.
Well, the anesthesia is
not.
That's not. that's not like
ridiculous.
He comes out with a big bubble ass. Like what happened to Cain's ass?
When I'm under, might as well get it done so I don't have to go back.
Cain decided to get an ass job.
Just a fucking ass job. To me, this is my. If you're a betting man and you're like DraftKings or whatever, this is my upset pick. I think Travis Browne is your upset pick here because Cain's had so many injuries. Granted, he went through a full camp with DC. It's a fucking tough fight, man. Granted, Travis hasn't looked great, right? He poked Matt in the eye. He beat me. He got knocked the fuck out by Arlovsky. But fighting-wise, Hopa's a monster, man. He hasn't looked great, though.
Well, I'm concerned with his camp and the amount of sparring partners he's getting. Like he's not at Jackson's anymore, which is just a hotbed. And, you know, there's two schools of thought, right? There's one school of thought, well, he's getting much more individual attention. He's got one guy concentrating on him all the time. He's working his mitts. He already knows how to fight. This is just an opportunity. And he's working with Ricky Lundell, who's going to help him tremendously with his wrestling. Ricky's a fantastic grappling coach.
In Vegas, though, right?
Is Vicky? I think Ricky was working with him.
No, he does. He's been working with him for a while, but I don't know if he's full time. Maybe he's going back and forth.
I don't know.
Either way, Ricky's one of the best in the business.
He's fantastic. Very, very smart guy too. So I don't know. I would have to find out, and I will find out this week what kind of training he's getting in his camp, who he's working with. But that makes a big difference with a guy like Travis,
especially when you're fighting a guy like Cain.
I wonder why Travis moved away from Jackson's.
Do you?
I felt like that was such a great camp. What do you think? What was his face?
What do you mean you wonder why?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you?
I mean, he's obviously.
You're giving me the face.
Well, I feel like it's pretty obvious, right?
I don't.
Like he moved to Glendale. His girlfriend's here. They're living together. Like,
okay, I get it.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, that way.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not good enough for me.
Me fucking
I would say,
neither.
Rhonda, you ever thought about moving to New Mexico? It's fucking beautiful. We'll go
That's a tough sell.
Run the mountains together. I'll find you a Starbucks. She's always got. Is she working for Starbucks? Dude?
I have no idea.
Every time we get a photo with her, she's got a.
I haven't seen it.
She's got a latte.
Starbucks.
It's a delicious beverage. There's nothing wrong with it.
But. Hopefully they're a sponsor. But to me, it's an upset pick. If there is one on this card, that's your upset pick. Just because.
Yeah.
Obviously, I fought Travis. He's a fucking nightmare to deal with. He's so long. He's explosive. And Cain's coming off this long layoff, man. He's always hurt. There's going to be some point, and I fucking guarantee it, where Cain's not the same. We're just like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's like they age overnight because camp, he's been wrestling since he was fucking 2 months old in diapers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's also all the stuff that you're looking at that breaks, okay? Look at what's going on. Shoulders, knees, back. All that stuff. Boy, those are things that are real hard to come back from. You're not talking about like a broken hand. You know, you're not talking about like he snaps his forearm. You're talking about like critical points of pressure, right? Critical stress points. Shoulders, knees, back. When those things start going, man.
As a fighter, you need those.
And how much time has he had to truly rehab it? Like we've seen pictures of his body where it was just a few months ago, and, you know, quite honestly, it didn't look good physically.
He's never looked good, though.
But he looked worse than he usually does.
It looks like he's been steady on the burritos.
Not just that, but it's also like muscularly, he didn't look like he was built up the same way.
No, yeah, he did not look good. He's not the keto kid. But if there's a time for Travis to ever get Cain Velasquez and
now's the time.
Beat him now,
yeah.
And remember, this is a 3-round fight.
Right.
If it's 5, oh, he taking you swimming, son, into the deep waters, and it's fucking miserable. Ask Dos Santos. That motherfucker's never been the same. Well, but 3 rounds with Cain, if your cardio's decent, you can deal with it. You're going to get through it. But 5, he's going to fucking break you.
But is it the same Cain? And if it is the same Cain, if Cain comes back and he's 100% healthy and he's making that mad run towards that title belt again,
it's an easy fight for him.
Then it becomes very interesting.
Yeah, then you're talking about a different animal.
Yeah.
Cain?
Yeah. Cain in his prime. Cain, like, second fight with Junior Dos Santos, the Ben Rothwell fight, like some of the other fights that he had. He's a monster. I mean, I still maintain it's really between him and Fedor. It's between him and Primetime Pride Fedor, and a lot of people go with Primetime Pride Fedor now. You know,
You gotta put Verdum in there.
You certainly do.
You look at his wins.
You certainly do.
He also beat Cain.
Yeah. Yep. He beat Verdum, or he beat Fedor. He beat Cain. He submitted Minotauro. I mean,
submitted Frank. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but it's funny how if he never fought Stipe, you would say like Verdum has emerged as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, but he makes this mad, crazy run at Stipe. Like, charges at him.
That's that emotional
fought
Brazil
so
shit.
Crazy.
And Stipe was like, hold up, what?
Stipe just doink. What a beautiful.
I've done this in the firehouse, son. Gadoosh. Enjoy Brazil, bitch.
And the way he hit him moving away was so like, perfect.
But even he was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Boom. Like, you're coming into my fucking shot.
Yeah, it was crazy.